How's it going there, folks? Welcome to another fun at-home table read. Tonight we are doing a script for a movie that made me want to have a job, which is kind of a weird thing for a movie, but this one was a ton of fun. It's Empire Records, like guilty pleasure movie. Love this one. So we're just gonna jump right into introducing ourselves. I'm Logan. I'm gonna be doing action description, and Joe.
I'm Angie, and I am Corey.
I'm Nicole, and I'll be Gina.
I'm Ann, and I'll be AJ.
I'm Travis, and I'm playing Lucas.
All right. Well, away we go. Empire Records by Carol Heineken. Fade in, sounds of a casino. The camera is the POV of a die at a Vegas craps table. We tumble past blurred faces and lights in a field of green. A final face looms. It's Tony Lucas, 23. He's praying. He opens his eyes and winces. Titles up. The Beatles, A Day in the Life, covered by U2.
Woke up, got out of bed, drive the comb across my head.
Interior AJ's apartment night. A graphic signals 3 a.m. Saturday. Assorted subsequent scenes will be briefly subtitled with the same time of day. AJ, 23, a lanky art student type, is taping a grid of color Xeroxes to his bedroom wall. The grid forms a disjointed picture of a very pretty blonde teenager. AJ wears an open white shirt and paint-splattered jeans. We see a wall-sized painting on the canvas of a Tori Amos album cover. He has raw talent. Interior Corey's bedroom night. The pretty blonde is Corey, 17, a wholesome girl next door with an edge. Corey tosses in bed. She kicks off her covers, revealing a flannel pajama top and demure white cotton underwear. She can't sleep. She punches her pillow. Her room is Laura Ashley with a touch of Riot Girl, a 9-inch nails poster partially hidden by a mound of stuffed animals. Interior Gina's room. Gina, 18, is a dark complexion free spirit. Her musical hero is Natalie Merchant. She sits up in bed, sleepily watching as her date climbs out the bedroom window. He pulls on a Jesus Jones t-shirt, flops down, she pulls on a Jesus Jones t-shirt, flops down, and instantly falls back asleep. Interior Mark's room. Mark, 17, is a short-haired nerd, handsome in his own way. His taste in music runs to headbanging metal. He thrashes in his sleep, wearing only plaid boxers and a headphone cord curled around his face. He wakes up momentarily panicked, his mind blown by the whole event. Interior AJ's apartment morning. AJ's dog sits on his chest and licks AJ's lips to wake him. AJ's first concern is his art piece. He squints groggily at it. He cocks his head. It's pretty good. Interior Corey's bedroom. Yawning, Corey flosses her teeth diligently. She sips a Diet Dr. Pepper, trying to wake up. Gina holds a peanut butter burrito in her mouth as she pulls on her shirt, trying to find the most provocative way to wear it. Her home is lower class. Jesus bleeds in paintings on the wall. AJ reads and eats toast. A roommate sleeps on a mattress on a kitchen floor. Mark pulls his 10-speed out of a 2-car family garage, does a pro hop-on that goes awry. Ouch. Gina gets into her battered Spider convertible, being careful not to smear her wet nail polish. AJ slides into his wreck of a car outside of his tenement in the student ghetto. He turns the key, prays the car will start today. Corey stands in front of the mirror, brushing her hair and scowling at her outfit. There's a pile of rejected outfits on the floor. Exterior Corey's house morning. Gina pulls up in front of Corey's house and honks. Corey comes running out, carrying several backup outfits. She hops into Gina's car and they roar off in a cloud of burning oil. They're best friends and always late. They careen through Fresno, California, a small industrial town, a good place to grow up, but a better place to leave. They share the mirror at a red light, bang heads, titles end, song ends. Exterior Empire Records store, morning. The slanted sun casts a warm glow on Empire Records, Fresno's hippest music store. Built in 1941 as a bank and converted in the 60s into a record store. It's 2 stories of Greek Gothic turned over the years to funk. It shares a parking lot with a Walgreens, a Shakey's, and a Chevron. Title card appears Saturday, 8:44 a.m. AJ and Mark sit on the curb in front of the store, waiting. AJ's portable stereo is playing a Gin Blossom song about love, and AJ listens intently.
I decided I'm gonna start a band.
Mark is earnest. AJ is unimpressed.
What are you gonna play? Lead guitar, maybe bass. What kind of music? Oh, we're gonna play straight up rock and roll, like in the 60s, early 70s, only original. All the original music, our own tunes. Uh, Good luck. Don't forget the little people. Don't ever forget the little people.
Mark takes his advice sincerely and commits it to memory.
All right.
A car pulls up and stops right in front of them. An attractive woman, 35, is driving. The passenger door opens and we see Lucas. He gives her a long kiss and slides out of the car.
Thanks for the ride.
Anytime.
She drives away. AJ and Mark gape at Lucas.
Who was that?
Lucas smiles.
Lucas, where you been?
You two must listen to me and must swear not to tell anyone, especially Joe, what I say. Then I must get in my vehicle and vacate this entire area.
AJ and Mark each silently press 3 right middle fingers against the right eye and then lower the hand. A secret swear code.
I went to Vegas
Lucas can't believe it himself.
with Diane.
With somebody's wife.
Lucas nods, playing a smooth character. He touches his nose with the tip of his finger.
With somebody's money.
Mark whoops, impressed. AJ, suddenly agitated, stands up.
Did you win?
I did not, which is why I gotta go. If you guys ever wonder if it was nice to know you, I'll tell you that it was.
Shit, Lucas, you're an idiot.
Lucas unlocks his beat-up Hyundai and throws his backpack in.
I don't regret the things I've done, but those I didn't do.
Pleased with his quote, he pulls away. AJ calls.
Lucas, how much?
$9 grand.
AJ and Mark are alone again. Mark is wondrous. AJ is bummed.
Where did he get 9 grand? Joe let him close last night. So?
AJ gives him a look. Figure it out. Mark figures it out.
I guess he didn't live up to the responsibility of the position.
AJ laughs. He can't help it.
Looks like no, not the full responsibility.
They see a car entering the parking lot. They stop laughing and silently watch their boss park his 66 Corvette and approach. Joe, 35, wears a white shirt with a tie in his jeans, carries a sports coat. There's a Roadrunner tattoo on his bicep. Joe's a wiry, muscular guy who looks like he might be more at home under the hood of a car than managing a record store. Hey.
Good morning, Joe.
Mark nervously parrots AJ.
Good morning, Joe.
AJ gives Mark a cut-it-out look. Mark nods. Joe unlocks the front door. Mark points at Joe's jacket.
What's with the boss threads?
Looking Rex Diamond. As they enter the store, we see a poster by the door. It reads, Meet Rex Diamond at Empire Records, Saturday, 8, noon to 4. There's a picture of Rex Diamond, 30s, a former teen idol attempting a comeback.
Say no more.
AJ looks Joe in the eye and smiles, and finishes what must be a Rex Diamond lyric.
Mon amour.
Joe, unsmiling, closes the door behind him. Interior Empire Records morning continuous. A big record store by Fresno standards. Half the store is high-ceilinged with hanging lamps and high windows that continue up to the ceiling. The other half has a mezzanine overlooking the store. This is a record store that carries everything, not just the top 40. There's even a rack of rare 8-track cassettes in the corner. A glass enclosed area serves as a classical section. Elaborate handmade displays for current albums line the walls. There are other personal touches like a sign near the door which advertises each employee's current album pick next to his name. 2 cash registers are positioned near the door, and there is an information booth situated on an island in the middle of the store. A door at the rear leads to a back room. The phone is ringing as they enter. AJ ignores it and heads straight for the back room. Mark tries to do the same. Hey, get that, will you, Mark? Mark picks up the phone.
Empire Records, open till midnight. This is Mark.
He listens a moment. Joe walks towards the back room.
Oh, hold on. Joe, it's the bank.
Joe turns around, takes the phone from Mark. Another phone line rings. Mark picks up the nearby phone, rattled.
Empire Records, open till midnight. This is Mark.
He looks at Joe urgently, covering the receiver with his hand.
It's the boss. Yes, Mr. Greenhut. Hold on, sir.
Mark heads for the back room. Joe puts the bank on hold and hits the second line. Mitch, how are you? There's no deposit. No, I'm sure there must have been a mistake. I've got a new night manager. He must have screwed it up somehow. Look, I'll call you as soon as goodbye. Sir. He hangs up the phone, more irritated than worried. He thinks Lucas just forgot. Lucas, you're an idiot. Interior Empire back room. Morning. Continuous. Boxes of CDs are stacked against the back wall, waiting to be unpacked. One door leads to the outside, others to Joe's office, a storage room, a count-out room, and a bathroom. A large wooden table covered in art supplies occupies the far corner. A sign above the table reads, "The customer is sometimes right." Another sign is a drawing of Bazooka Joe saying, "Work!" One wall is covered with wooden cubby holes for the employees. Plastic name tags hang on a yellow cord, which hang from various nails. AJ puts his backpack into a cubby hole and pulls out his name tag. He puts his stereo on the table and pulls out a stool.
What's the matter? What's the matter, Joe? Joe? What? Are you sure?
AJ tries to keep busy arranging his art supplies. Mark hurries into the back room.
Here he comes.
Mark assumes a casual pose. Joe storms in. He goes into the count-out room. Interior count-out room. Morning. There's a safe on the floor. Joe quickly works the combination and opens the safe. He looks inside and bangs his fist against the safe door. Damn it, Lucas. Interior back room. Morning. Continuous. Mark shoots AJ a worried look.
What's the matter, Joe?
Exterior Empire Records. Morning. Corey and Gina get out of Gina's car and walk towards the front door. Corey carries a book bag and clutches 3 LPs to her chest.
Say no more, more and more. A whole song about telling a woman to shut up and fuck.
Corey holds one of her records out to her. It's an old Rex Diamond album. He wears a fuchsia jacket and skinny pink with black and a skinny pink and black tie and stands in a ridiculous pose.
You know what? The 80s were really the bad fashion decade. Can you believe we dressed like this?
We were 7. What do we know?
Remember that belt I had wrapped around twice?
Don't mention that belt. I'm still jealous.
I was jealous of you. Your mother let you cut off your sleeves.
They reach the front door. Gina tries the door, which is locked, while Corey holds up the old Rex next to the new Rex.
Look, he hasn't aged a day.
Gina rattles the locked door. She throws her head back and hollers.
Joe!
Corey peers through the glass. Interior Joe's office. Morning. Joe stands behind his desk, talking to someone on the phone. Look, that's right. Look, the money's here. He just left it in the safe. Joe nervously moves things around his desk. We see a training manual emblazoned with a Music Town logo. We'll deposit it with today's receipts. I'll do it myself. All right, bye, Mitch. He hangs up. Interior Empire Records. Morning. AJ comes out of the back room and sees Corey. She's pressing her face against the glass, making faces. AJ grins. Exterior Empire Records. Gina sings the Concrete Blonde song, Joey. She's belting it.
Ugh. And if you're somewhere drunk and pass out on the floor, I'm Joey. I'm not angry anymore.
The lights come on inside the store. AJ opens the door.
Hey, AJ, you know what? Guess what?
Oh, what?
Chicken butt.
They laugh and go inside. Joe flips through his Rolodex, finds Lucas's phone number and dials. He rocks his feet, agitated. Lucas, better be there. Pick up the phone, Pumpkinhead! Joe waits. He draws a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Interior back room morning. Corey and Gina put their stuff away. Corey looks at AJ, worried by the news of Lucas.
What should we do?
Hold on.
Who's that?
Shit balls. Nothing. Just act normal.
Interior Joe's office morning. Joe is on the phone talking to Lucas's mother. Have you seen him? No, nothing's wrong. I just want to reach him. Interior Empire Records morning. Mark enters, tosses Gina a box of M&Ms. Gina shakes one M&M into each of their hands, some kind of morning ritual. Corey tries to see what color AJ's got. He won't show her. She tries to open his fist. They roughhouse playfully. Finally, she pries open his fist.
I wanted yellow.
AJ adores Corey. He trades M&Ms with her. Gina holds a box over her head. She shakes her booty, getting into the rhythm.
Come on, Gina.
Gina closes her eyes and pulls out an M&M.
And anybody?
Everyone shakes their heads. She eats the M&M and chooses another.
Orange.
Mark opens his palm triumphantly. He has the orange M&M.
Yes.
Mark chooses a CD and starts to put it on the stereo. Gina, Corey, and AJ roll their eyes. They know what's coming. Mark turns up the volume. Machine by the Violent Femmes. Montage, close on dollar bills being counted expertly and snapped into slots in the cash drawer. Close on a coin roll smashed open, etc., etc.
I got a machine and that took over the world in one weekend. It was either take over the world or learn French.
It's clear they've all heard this song dozens of times. Most of them hate it, but none of them can help moving and singing along to the catchy refrains. AJ signs in. Even his signature is artistic. Gina puts on her name tag necklace. Gina's self-image is her appearance. She performs simple tasks with a sensual vigor. Mark files and straightens CDs. He frowns in concentration. He loves order. Corey starts a pot of coffee. It's her specialty, and she does it with a certain care and precision. It's the day-to-day details of opening a record store. Each of them then succumbs to the infuriating repetitive hook.
I'm going to Disneyland.
All right, just Corey singing it. AJ carries his cash drawer over his head like a waiter, giving it a spin. Always self-amused. Maybe she's been working here too long. Gina loads a price gun, her exposed midriff covered with price stickers. Corey pours coffee for everyone. She takes personal pleasure in arranging the individual mugs. She knows who takes cream and sugar. Mark throws open the door. With self-important dignity, he lets in the first two customers of the day. AJ removes Mark's CD in protest.
Me. I'm using my veto.
AJ puts in a new disc and hits play. A new song begins.
Fine.
AJ holds up Mark's CD of choice.
They play this song in hell, Mark. I know they do.
Defeated, Mark goes back to work. As soon as he's turned around, AJ takes out his lighter and holds the flame under Mark's CD, cooking it until the surface begins to bubble. AJ puts the disc back in its case. Interior back room morning. Corey sits at the art table, flipping through a school textbook, trying to concentrate. Joe comes out of his office, now a little frantic. Corey tries to act normal.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Corey. What are you doing here?
Homework.
You're not on till 7.
Joe. It's Rex Diamond Day.
Damn. AJ's voice comes over the store intercom.
Corrine! Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Columbia University.
Corey looks frightened.
Oh my God.
She gets up and runs into the store. Interior Empire Records morning. AJ sits behind the cash register, trying to read Corey's letter through the envelope. A customer approaches him.
Excuse me, are there only 2 Mariah Carey albums?
The customer shows AJ 2 CDs. AJ glances up.
I have no idea.
The customer stares at him. Finally, AJ points at Mark.
He might know.
Corey arrives on the run and snatches the envelope from AJ.
I came. Look, it's just a letter. It's rejection.
If it is, you're the first Empire employee to even be rejected by Columbia.
Badge of honor. You talked me into this.
What would it take to get you to open the letter?
Takes a deep breath and opens it.
Dear Miss Stewart, we are pleased to inform you of your acceptance to Columbia University.
Knew it.
Gina hears AJ and comes over.
Oh my God, they're giving me a full scholarship.
Where?
Columbia!
Hey, congratulations.
Gina hugs Corey. Corey is still stunned.
I never thought I'd get this.
Of course you got it. You brush your teeth 3 times a day. You love the president. You're a full citizen.
New York City. Corey, the little fish goes for a dip in the big pond.
Corey's smile vanishes. Interior back room. Mark enters the back room. Joe calls him in from the office. Hey, Mark. Get in there. Interior Joe's office day. Mark reluctantly comes in and stands in front of Joe's desk. Joe studies it. All right, Mark. Look at me. Mark wavers. Interior Empire Records. Joe marches out of the back room and heads for the register, followed by a distraught Mark. He passes by Gina. Work! She instead follows Joe and Mark. Joe goes up to AJ and Corey at the cash register. AJ, I want you to find Lucas.
Find Lucas? I told him.
Jesus, Mark.
He threatened me.
AJ, bring him here. Corey, take his drawer. Gina, work. The phone rings. Gina makes a show of going to answer it. AJ takes out his car keys and goes for the front door.
Empire Records, open till midnight. This is Gina. Midnight.
She slams down the phone.
And pride.
A couple customers hear her and turn to look. Joe witnesses the whole thing and goes silently to the back room. Exterior parking lot. AJ gets in his car and pulls out of his parking spot. We see Lucas's car parked at the side of the store. Lucas sits inside, one foot up on the dashboard, listening to his favorite song on the radio. AJ drives to the parking lot exit, realizes he spotted Lucas. Lucas sees him too, smiles and salutes. AJ puts it in reverse and backs up. AJ parks his car right next to Lucas's, his driver's side window lined up with Lucas.
Shit. Lucas, I'm supposed to find you.
You win the jackpot.
He tosses AJ a plastic cup of change from Caesar's Palace. AJ shakes the cup.
Have you thought about what's going to happen?
Have you thought about what's going to happen? That's the question.
Now what are you talking about?
Your future, AJ. Told her yet?
Let's talk about your future.
My life is on an alternable course. I am simply the passenger.
An unalterable course? Oh, yeah?
That's it.
Where do you end up?
That's the mystery. Do you know how many people there are?
AJ waits for the end of the question. When it doesn't come, he answers.
5.5 billion.
Really?
AJ laughs.
You want me to look for you?
No, I'm right here.
AJ pulls away. Lucas opens the door and gets out, a man prepared to face his destiny. Interior Empire Records. Mark is in the middle of cleaning the back room. He changes the CD in the portable stereo, singing Say No More, Mo No More to fill his silence. He can see into Joe's office, who sits at his desk, and he calls out to Mark. Any song but that one, Mark.
I'm sorry, I got it stuck in my head.
He hits the play button, and the music, more acceptable to both of them, starts to play. Mark goes back to the job. The back door opens, and Lucas walks in, carrying a cup of change. Mark sees him and stops what he's doing.
Marky Mark.
Lucas.
No, Lukey Luke.
Joe gets up out of his chair and comes into the back room. Mark silently looks from one to the other. Lucas walks up to Mark, pulls a quarter out of his ear, and drops it into the cup.
Thanks, you're a pal.
Joe walks up to Lucas, a man with a purpose. Lucas, where's the money?
Joe, the money's gone.
He spreads his arms out, making himself vulnerable to Joe's best shot. I know it's gone. Where is it?
The money's in Vegas.
What's it doing there?
It's doing its thing, recirculating.
Okay, you took all the money from the safe, and now it's completely gone.
Depends on what you mean by gone.
Joe's now angry. He slaps the cup Lucas is holding, sending quarters all over the floor. Damn it! I told Mitchell Greenhut that you forgot to deposit it. The money was here.
Joe, you lied for me?
Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Joe turns, goes back to his office, and slams the door. Lucas sits on the couch. Lucas and Mark look at each other. Lucas smiles at him reassuringly. Interior Joe's office morning. Joe picks up the phone, realizes Lucas has jammed him, slams the phone down. He glares at the door. Interior Empire Records. The store is getting busier. Corey still works at the register. Mark starts to clear store space for Rex. AJ is at the information island. A customer approaches him.
Do you have any older Rolling Stones with Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart was never in the Rolling Stones.
Are you sure?
AJ sighs. Gina storms over to the stereo to take off the latest song before another plays.
Veto! Veto!
It's another Mark song, completely headbanging heavy metal.
What have we done to Mark that he inflicts this on us? How could anyone ever want to listen to this crap? How pathetic can your life possibly be that you would consider listening to this as an improvement?
Do you know what today is?
The first day of the rest of your life?
Better.
The day you tell her? Yeah, sure.
Today, for sure, before noon.
And you wore that?
She's teasing. He smiles.
You're gonna do it on Rex Diamond Day? A bold move, borderlining on foolish.
Ah, fuck Rex Diamond.
Only if he says please.
Two high school girls read one of the posted flyers advertising Rex Diamond's appearance.
I'm gonna assume you said that. Vaguely, what a joke. Your decade's over, Rex. Do an infomercial and move to Canada.
Exterior storefront. In front of the store, an excitable skateboarder with a blaring boombox talks on a payphone. No, you have to hear it. God, you really got to hear it. You're going to wig. He turns up the volume way up and holds the phone to the box. In the parking lot, Debra gets out of her car. She already wears a necklace that identifies her as an Empire employee. She also wears a long-sleeve black top with a shredded Catholic schoolgirl plaid skirt, fishnet tights, and combat boots. There's a scroll-designed tattoo at the base of her skull. She slams the door of her car and strides towards the store. Interior Empire Records morning. Corey works the register, Gina at her side. Gina puts on a pair of X-ray specs and climbs to the top of the counter. She stands on the counter, holding her arms straight out at her sides. Corey is slightly scandalized.
What are you doing?
I'm looking far, far into the future.
What do you see?
I see me working at Empire. I'm 80. Hey, I'm blonde. I think it's a wig.
Customers stare at Gina, who loves the attention.
Maybe if you had gone to college.
Corey, I'm barely graduating. I hate school. My parents can't afford to send me to college, and no one's giving me an all-expense-paid trip to New York City.
Would you go if you were me? All by yourself?
In a second, I'd get an apartment in Manhattan or Soho. I'd find a band to sing in. I'd go to New York in a New York minute.
Every time I hear the words New York, I feel sick.
Debra enters and heads to the back room. She passes by Corey and Gina.
Hi, Debra.
Debra stops momentarily and gives Corey a big fake grin.
Corey?
She loses her grin and keeps going.
Ugh, she hates me.
He hates me too. At least I have the sense to hate her back.
Interior Empire back room. AJ's on his knees with a tube of cement, gluing quarters to the floor in the exact position where they landed. Joe exits his office minus the jacket. He flops on the couch next to Lucas and rubs his head like he has a headache. Look, do you need the money? Were you in trouble? Were you in some kind of money trouble? Because if you're just fucking with me, I'll kill you, Lucas. Debra enters the back room, moves right past them, goes into the bathroom, and slams the door. Lucas yells to her.
Hi, Deb. We're all in trouble. Am I the only one who sees it?
Joe looks to AJ, hoping to confirm that Lucas is the one who's acting nuts. AJ puts glue on a quarter.
AJ's in trouble, aren't you? AJ?
No, I'm not in trouble.
Corey's in trouble. Gina's in trouble.
I'm the one that's in trouble because every minute that goes by that I don't call the police, I look like a bigger yutz.
I don't want you to look bad, Joe.
You screwed me, Lucas. What am I supposed to do now? Turn you in and tell Mitchell Greenhut I lied to him?
That's what any other record store manager would do.
I don't want you to leave that couch unless it's to get me $9,000. Lucas salutes him. Joe treats him like he's an idiot. And then you bring it here.
You know what that I do. You know that I do.
Joe takes a few steps towards his office and remembers something. No, AJ, I need another closer tonight.
I opened Joe.
I know. I wouldn't ask, but
I can close.
he's serious. AJ laughs.
Sorry. Yeah, I could use the money. They just raised my rent.
Damn the man.
Lucas is sincerely outraged. He shakes his head and heads to his office.
Hey, Joe.
Joe turns back to look at Lucas.
Can I borrow your Game Boy?
Silence. Joe really doesn't want to argue about something this stupid.
Please?
All right. Joe gets it from his desk and tosses it to Lucas. Lucas remembers the Jimi Hendrix song, Hey Joe, and sings a line.
Hey, Joe. Where you going with that Game Boy in your hand?
Hey, Joe. Why you throwing that Game Boy at my man?
Jesus. Joe slams his office door shut. Interior bathroom morning continuous. Debra is staring at her pale, naked face in the mirror. She runs her fingers through her hair, makes a face at a reflection like any normal teenage girl. She sniffles. She rummages through her backpack until she finds her compact. She begins to cover her face with pale, powdery makeup. Her hands shake. Something is very wrong. Later, new song. Lucas plays with the Game Boy. AJ continues gluing quarters. Corey's voice comes over the intercom.
Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ain't 9.
AJ and Lucas both laugh.
Theoretical question. Can someone be in love and not even know it?
Absolutely.
AJ nods. This is the answer he wanted.
Theoretically.
AJ scowls. Debra emerges from the bathroom.
Hey, Deb. How much did you take?
$9 grand.
Not exactly the perfect crime, now was it?
Lucas laughs. Debra reaches to put her backpack on a high cubby hole. Her shirt sleeve slides back, revealing white gauze wrapped around one of her wrists. AJ notices.
Debra?
She sees him staring at her wrist and covers the bandage with her sleeve. He gets up and goes to her. He reaches for the arm and she looks at him with fear. Determined, AJ gently takes Debra's arm. She doesn't resist. He slides back her sleeve and turns her arm over, looking at the bandage from both sides. It looks like it's for real.
What did you do? What does it look like?
She yanks her arm back. Silence.
Looks like you decided to cut out early.
Debra strikes a pose, trying to lighten the mood.
Yet here I stand before you, in time before my shift. Life goes on. It's a wonderful life. Jesus, Deborah, what happened? Did something happen? Nothing happened. You can tell us. There's nothing to tell.
AJ looks at her, challenging. Another few seconds, and Debra might cry.
Leave her alone.
AJ turns to Lucas. Debra turns on her heel and exits into the store. Lucas smiles at AJ.
What is with you today?
What's with you today? That's the question.
What's with today?
Interior Empire Records, morning.
It's Rex Manning Day!
Mark stands in the middle of the store, his arms outstretched. The song blasts on, TBA, a 90s version of Fame. AJ drags a life-size cardboard cutout of Rex Diamond by the ear towards the front of the store. Mark struggles to unfold the legs on a large table. In the back room, Lucas sits on the couch, craning his body to see what Mark's doing in the store. Corey staples Rex Diamond posters to the wall. She kisses one. Gina stacks Rex's CDs in the bin. She spits on one. Mark, still fighting the table, sees Lucas sticking his head out. Lucas raises his eyebrows, offering to help. Mark shakes his head no. Lucas gets up, leaves one foot on the couch, and tries to hop to the door. Corey and Gina work on Corey's outfit in the bathroom. She's wearing a revealing shirt, obviously something of Gina's. Corey looks in the mirror, her eyes widen. Gina encourages, but Corey shakes her head no and starts taking off the shirt. AJ improvises a decorative border around the posters. Lucas comes to a decision. He picks up one of the cushions from the couch and goes out to help Mark. Interior Empire Records, morning continuous. Lucas approaches Mark holding the cushion.
I noticed you didn't leave the couch.
Lucas holds up a finger.
We're actually on the couch, too. Not the whole couch.
Eddie, 18, passes through the store, heading for the back room. Eddie's a sweet-looking kid with blonde dreadlocks and braces. He wears a Shakey's Pizza employee uniform and carries a balled-up t-shirt in his hand.
Eddie, come help us construct shrine to King Rex. I'm not until 3. I'm just stashing my clothes. Hey, I heard you went to Vegas and got married. Is that true? Not entirely true. Oh, I made you a tape.
Shocking different voices there. Music, Eddie unfolds a piece of paper on which song titles are written in multicolored ink.
Here's the deal. You start with some industrial stuff, then bam, a little Soundgarden, a little Sinead, and then some Floyd. Sinead, and then some Floyd.
Sinead.
Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, Sinead?
Sinead.
Oh, Sinead. Floyd.
O'Connor.
Fucking Nebo.
Yeah, Floyd.
Yeah,
Floyd.
I wrote them out so you won't get messed up.
Guava.
Mark, this is important. Without these songs, life is meaningless.
Interior Empire Records, morning. At the front of the store, Debra takes over for Corey at the cash register. Gina's on the other register. Corey removes her cash drawer. As Debra puts hers in, Gina stares at her wrist. Debra catches Gina and Corey staring, especially at her wrist. Defiantly, she slides back her sleeve to reveal the whole bandage. She holds it out with a flourish and waves her other hand over it in a game show hostess displaying a prize. Gina refuses to be intimidated. Gina pulls up her shirt and pulls down the waistband of her jeans to reveal her appendectomy scar.
Gina, it's not a joke.
You're the joke.
Corey's intimidated. She walks to the back room with her drawer. Lucas comes out to the counter. He starts opening drawers, looking for something.
Yeah, tape.
Gina and Debra don't share his good mood. They glare at each other. Lucas finds a roll of tape and holds it up triumphantly.
Tape.
He makes the sign of the cross with the roll of tape. Interior, Joe's office, morning. Joe sits at his desk talking into the phone. How much is it altogether if I cash out now? Bullshit, it's got to be more than that. He slams down the phone. His eyes are drawn... his eyes are drawn to the cardboard box in the corner of his office. Freaking rotating page. Interior backroom morning. Lucas rummages through the cubbyholes for something. AJ works at the art table. Joe comes out of his office. He stands with his hands in his pockets, thinking.
Marker, 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 marker,
AJ tosses a marker over his shoulder, and Lucas catches it.
marker.
Corey comes out of the count-out room.
Corey, tell me you were fined $1,000 over.
Cents short.
Gina's voice comes over the intercom.
This one's for you, Joe.
A song comes over the intercom. Gina has put on Elvis singing Viva Las Vegas in the store. She sings along for Joe. This is the last straw. Joe storms out of his office. He kicks the cardboard box into the back room. Interior back room, Joe angrily opens the box and withdraws several stacks of paper. He hands out a couple and starts stuffing the rest into cubby holes. Corey looks up from her page, dismayed.
Joe, what is this?
Rules and standards for music town employee conduct.
We're not a music town.
Joe distributes the last form and goes quickly back to his box. Yeah, we're not a music town yet. He pulls out an ugly orange music town vest out of the box and holds it up. Corey looks horrified.
No gum, no food or drink.
They're turning us into a music town?
They made us an offer. Mitch is signing the papers next week.
Why didn't you tell us?
You already have the vests?
I was doing something to try to stop it.
What were you doing, Joe?
I made Mitch an offer. I scrapped together $25,000, and it's not enough, but he was considering making me a partner with an option to buy him out over the next few years.
You were going to buy Empire?
That would be great, Joe.
Music town.
Awesome.
Don't let Mitch sell us out, Joe.
You don't get it. I'm waiting for his approval, and I lied to him about $9,000. You know what a jerk he is.
Mitchell's man, Joe.
Mitchell's the man, I'm the idiot, you're the fuck up, and we're all losers. It's all gone. Welcome to Music Town. Interior Empire Records Day. Debra and Gina stand at their registers reading the employee conduct sheet, thoroughly depressed by what they see.
No visible tattoos.
No revealing clothing.
They look at each other in agreement on something for once in their lives. Interior Empire Records Day. At the Rex Diamond table, Mark reads the rules of conduct.
Music town playlist must be adhered to.
Interior back room. Corey reads the list to AJ, who labors over a Lemonheads display.
Be courteous and polite at all times. This can't be happening.
Well, it's not really your problem, is it? You're always courteous and polite.
Well, I'm not wearing some stupid vest.
Yeah, you have a choice. Why do you work here? To buy new clothes to wear to high school? I work here to earn rent, food, gas, car insurance. If they turn us into Music Town, you can just leave. You're leaving anyway, so no problem all around.
AJ is slightly out of control. Corey stares.
I thought you wanted me to go. You're the one who told me to apply.
Now that you're going, I don't want you to.
What's wrong with you today?
I love you.
You love me?
Yeah.
Corey is upset by this unexpected news. A silence.
How can you say that when you know I don't feel the same way?
I don't know how you feel. That's why I finally had to say it.
A long silence.
Now I'm sorry I said anything.
You're my best friend. Now everything's going to be weird between us.
You were my best friend, then one day you weren't.
One day? What happened?
Nothing. Yeah. Mark set off the store alarm. Gina got dumped by that dentist guy and cried all day. Drew that picture of him, and Lucas made a voodoo doll. You wore that skirt that I hate.
What skirt?
The one with the flowers.
You hate that skirt?
I hate that skirt. And I thought, if I can love her in that skirt, this is really it. Fuck it all.
He's miserable. Corey feels terrible for him. Wants to make it better.
AJ, listen to me.
She puts her hand on his arm. AJ doesn't want her sympathy. He shrugs free of her touch and stomps out the back door. Interior Empire Records, morning. We see a shoplifter, 15, working his way down the rock aisle, efficiently selecting CDs, swiping a magnet over the magnetic security tape, and stuffing them down the front of his pants. Lucas and Mark staple Rex Diamond posters to the wall behind the table as they set up.
First thing you need is a name. Then you know what kind of band you got.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of the Monsters.
Lucas notices the shoplifter, takes a mental note.
The Monsters. That's not bad. I like it.
You need more like the monsters of something, the something monsters.
The shoplifter starts to walk casually out of the store.
It's perfect. Don't change a letter.
Lucas gets up and follows the shoplifter.
Where are you going? Joe said not to leave the store. Joe said not to leave the back room.
Lucas stalks his prey. The kid notices he's being followed and stops to browse through some CDs near the door. He glances up at Lucas. Lucas grins at him.
Lava tunes, kid.
What?
Lucas grins and nods menacingly. The kid is nervous. He heads for the door, walking casually. When Lucas doesn't follow, he breaks into a run. Lucas laughs and runs after him. Mark drops what he's doing and runs for the door. Exterior Empire Records, morning. Lucas chases the shoplifter across the parking lot. The kid is fast, but Lucas is determined. Interior Empire Records. Gina and Debra watch the chase through the window. Debra follows Mark out the door. Gina picks up the phone and hits the intercom button.
Lucas is chasing a shoplifter in the parking lot.
She hangs up the phone, flips a switch which sends music to the speakers outside the store, and cranks up the volume. It's the Violent Femmes' classic anthem, Kiss Off.
I hope you realize this will go down on your permanent record.
Joe and Corey bust out of the back room and run to the front. Interior parking lot. The line of Rex Diamond fans watch the action. Lucas chases the kid with the confidence of a cougar running down his prey. The kid glances back, trying to pick up his pace. A CD slips out of his pant leg and cracks on the cement. Back at the store, the employees watch. Mark nods his head with the beat and sings along. Get him, get him, get him.
What? Wait, hold on. 8. I forget what 8 was for.
Lucas and the shoplifter reach the edge of the parking lot. The kid loses time when he looks before crossing the street at the intersection. Lucas doesn't make the same mistakes. He runs right across in the middle of the street. Car slams on its brakes to avoid him. Lucas has outflanked the shoplifter. The kid practically runs into him and stops short. They fake left, fake right. Shoplifter turns around and runs the other way back towards the Empire. On the roof, AJ watches the scene, feeling sorry for himself. He bats roofing pebbles with a piece of wood. They race through the parking lot. Lucas catches up with the kid and grabs the tail of his shirt. The kid keeps running. Lucas lets go of the shirt, takes a run at him, and then tackles him. They're in the middle of the parking lot in full view of everyone as the song reaches its crescendo.
Everything, 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 everything.
Lucas grabs a handful of the kid's shirt and gets up, pulling the kid with him. They're both filthy, sweating, and panting.
I do not mean to brag, but you gentlemen are in the presence of the ultimate weapon against small-time criminal activity.
You are an apprehension machine.
You don't see the irony in this at all, do you?
The situation is rich with irony. You need not to tell me this.
He starts to lead the shoplifter back towards the Empire.
You got caught, but you got caught by the best.
From a fucking metal.
They pass the CD he drops. Eddie arrives from Shakey's and picks up the CD.
I have this. I'll make you tape.
You.
Exterior parking lot, morning. A black Lincoln pulls up behind the store. A male driver and a woman in a business suit get out of the front seat. The driver opens the door behind him. In the back seat is Rex Diamond, 38. Rex climbs out, pulling on the back of his hair.
He cut it too short. He's a butcher.
He goes over to the woman, his assistant, Jane, 30. Jane is dressed in the business suit, but we see a hint of flamboyance about her. Rex turns and shows her the back of his head.
See? He cut it too short.
Jane looks at him, trying to be impartial.
I don't think so, Rex.
Tell me it's long, Jane.
It's a little bit shorter. I think it flatters you.
Looks like a hedgehog. Why is it so difficult for you to find a competent barber?
There you go. Jane sighs.
Yeah.
She's been here before.
I'm sorry, Rex. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve. What do you think of Mr.
Steve,
Diamond's-
sorry. If I had your face, I wouldn't want to hide behind it too much hair.
Rex considers this. He can't argue with logic. He sighs. Interior backroom morning. The shoplifter sits on the couch, Corey at the table. Lucas and Joe are looking at something. Joe's in his office and Lucas in the storage room. I can't find it.
I'm closing in, Joe. I know it's in here.
Joe comes out and stands at the front of the shoplifter. Hey, Corey, turn that down. Corey turns down the music and sneaks the volume back up bit by bit throughout the scene. So what's your name?
Beatty.
Joe doesn't even blink. He reaches out a hand to Corey and she hands him a pile of CDs.
Gotcha.
Lucas comes out, triumphantly holding a Polaroid camera. Okay, Warren, stand up against that wall and hold these up in front of your chest. Joe hands the CDs to Warren, who doesn't budge.
Give me a second. Why don't you take them and stand on top of that desk and shove them up your ass?
Warren, where do you get this hostility?
The bathroom door opens and Gina comes out, wearing one of the orange Music Town vests with nothing underneath. All eyes are on her.
Seriously, I don't think these are so bad.
Warren looks like his eyes might pop out of his head.
Although, if this doesn't qualify as revealing clothing, I have to wonder what does.
Gina, get dressed. Corey, turn that down. Corey doesn't touch the stereo. The back door opens. Jane walks in, followed by Rex Diamond. Everyone freezes.
Welcome to Music Town. May I be of service?
Get dressed, Gina. He turns the volume down himself. Gina ducks into the bathroom.
Hi, I'm looking for Joe Peretti.
Joe, you must be Jane?
Pleased to meet you. And this is Rex Diamond.
Yes, Mr. Diamond, we're so pleased to have you here. We all love the new album.
Thank you.
Warren recognizes Rex.
What's he doing here?
Shut up, Warren. Corey coughs and looks meaningfully at Joe. Oh, let me introduce you to everyone. This is Corey and Lucas and Warren.
Corey, Lucas, and Warren, nice to meet you all.
He shakes each of their hands and says their names. Warren looks at his hand like he might have cooties now.
Hi.
Corey looks at her hand like she can't believe he touched it.
Hey, Rex, what happened to your hair? Oh, it's a new haircut. I think he got a little carried away. I like it. You do?
Looks great.
Rex turns and smiles at Corey. She looks frightened.
It looks great before too.
Interior backroom morning. Warren poses with the stolen CDs as Gina takes his picture. Gina pins the photo to a bulletin board covered with Polaroids of previous shoplifters holding merchandise. Montage of Polaroid stills. Lucas poses with his arm around Warren. The flash goes off. Lucas, Corey, and Warren pose together, Lucas in the middle. Rex and Warren pose together, Warren sullenly holding a Rex Diamond CD. Joe in his office refusing to be photographed. Lucas, Warren, and Rex and Corey pose. Corey stands next to Rex. Mark poses, holding a Barbra Streisand box set. Gina holds up a photo of Lucas holding up his Caesar's Palace cup upside down and frowning. Interior Empire Records. The crowd is lined up, starting at the table Mark set up and going all the way down to the door. Mark emerges from the back room and strikes an authoritative pose behind Rex's empty chair. Rex comes out next. The crowd, mainly women in their 20s and 30s, all cheer and clap. Rex smiles modestly and goes quickly to his chair. He greets the first woman in his line warmly.
Hi, what's your name?
Kathy.
Rex starts signing an 8x10 for her. She gives him a copy of his new CD for him to sign.
Kathy. You were my favorite singer in high school.
Who's your favorite singer now?
Kathy looks panicked, afraid she's offended him.
Oh, it's still you.
Rex smiles. He knows better. Exterior roof day. AJ puts out his cigarette, steels himself, and goes down to face work and Corey again. Interior backroom day. AJ enters and walks to his display to resume work. Lucas and Warren sit together at the couch. Jane sits on a chair reading a paperback.
Hey AJ, theoretical question. If Rex Diamond were stranded at the side of the road and Axel Rose drove by, would Axel stop to help him?
Does Axel carry a jack?
Axel would spin the wheel, take aim, pound the gas, and run him down.
Lucas makes a screeching sound, then skidding, crunching noises, simulating the whole accident. Jane looks up from her book and smirks. Joe comes out, a crazed look at his eyes. He agitatedly pours himself more coffee.
Joe, I'm worried about your caffeine intake.
Joe passes behind Jane, giving Lucas the finger over her head. Interior Empire Records. Mark has taken a seat and pulled it up so he's just behind Rex.
So, like, if we wanted to cover a song of yours, would we have to, like, write you a letter and get permission, or could we just, cover it?
A fan tells Rex his name and hands him an old LP to sign.
I think it depends on if you're getting paid.
All right. Of course.
Interior back room. Warren reaches down to pick up a quarter and discovers it's glued down. He tries another. Lucas flips through the stack of stolen CDs.
Put these quarters down.
I did.
What the fuck for?
I don't have to explain my art to you, Warren.
Warren, look what you did here. Rap, metal, Whitney Houston.
For my girlfriend.
Someone like you need to diminish your criminal impulses, not magnify them. Maybe some jazz or classical.
Jane decides to get in on the conversation.
Have you guys heard Rex's new album?
Warren looks at her like she's nuts. AJ glances at her and back to his work. Lucas smiles at her.
Fucking teeny bopper chick music shit.
Jane smiles diplomatically.
Actually, it tested quite well among teen males.
Jane, did you compare the percentage of teenage male Rex Diamond fans to the incidence of homosexuality among teenage males?
AJ laughs. Warren, catching on late, laughs loudly.
No, thank you for the tip.
The back door opens. Berko enters, carrying his guitar, reporting for work.
Hey, Berko.
Berko goes to the wall and signs in.
Lucas, I heard a story about you.
Which one?
The one where you bogarted $9,000 and flew to Vegas.
He finds his name tag necklace and puts it on.
I was feeling lucky. I still am.
Who's this?
This is Warren.
Shoplifter.
Berko sizes up Warren's face, equal measure of pain and defiance.
Hey, Warren.
Hey.
Jane looks at Lucas and Warren, seeing them in a new light.
Is Debra in today?
Berko is acting slightly nervous.
Yeah, and she's got bandages on her wrist. She won't say what happened. Oh man, really? Is she all right?
Deal, is there something going on with you and Deb?
No, nothing. No way. Who's this?
I work for Rex Diamond.
Berko snorts. Warren, AJ, and Lucas can't help but snickering. Jane gets up.
Excuse me.
Jane goes to Joe's office door. She knocks and opens the door a crack.
Can I come in?
Interior Joe's office. Joe looks up at Jane. She comes in and tries to find the words for what she wants to say.
You know, I don't even like his music.
Yeah, me neither. Jane sits across from him.
Sometimes I wonder, what am I doing, I just turned 30. Am I young? Am I old?
Can't believe I've lived 35 years and everything I've done has added up to this.
Did you know Lucas stole $9,000?
Yeah.
What is he, 21?
23.
I used to be much more an interesting person. I'm getting less interesting. Do you think that something like that is reversible?
I don't know. He gazes at Jane, spellbound by this intimate stranger. They sit a moment in comfortable silence. Maybe you should make a change. There's some dead weight in your life you could get rid of.
Am I wrong, or is there absolutely no value in his music?
If you were stuck on a desert island, you could use his CDs to signal planes. Jane laughs. She stands up.
All right. If he notices I'm gone, tell him to quit.
Joe looks like this is the last thing he needs. No, you don't want to do this. Not today.
Yes, I think today's the day. Bye, Joe. I owe you one.
Oh, come on, Jane, please. Damn. Interior Empire Records. Joe comes out, starts towards Rex's table to break the news. He turns around. He can't do it. He turns back. He has to try. Corey intercepts him before he can reach the table.
Joe, let me sit next to Rex for a little while.
No.
Come on, Joe. Let me just sit next to him. I heard Mark asking him if he could if we could get him a record contract.
No, he didn't. Did he really?
Just let me sit next to him.
Corey.
Just let me sit next to him. Oh, just let me sit next to him.
I'm putting you on a drawer at 3. I will sit next to him until 2, then take lunch. Tell Mark to stand at the door and check receipts. Corey eagerly goes to take Mark's place. She settles into Mark's seat. AJ watches as Corey cozies up to Rex. He's depressed. Interior Empire Records. Berko is looking for Debra. She's working on the mezzanine. She sees Berko and ducks behind a pole. Berko retreats. Exterior back at the store day. Joe hangs by both hands from the railing of the fire escape behind the store. AJ climbs up the stairs to be at eye level with him. Joe is attempting to relieve his stress.
Man, what a day.
Say no more.
I wish I could go back to the first thing this morning and start over.
Yeah.
I have this picture of how it was going to be.
Hey, pal, I was going to own my own record store.
She was going to say she had secretly felt the same way about me.
Specializing in vinyl, promoting new acts, fight the good fight.
Listen to Lucas. Such an idiot.
Lucas is an idiot.
Lucas is an idiot. Hey Joe, you know something? I quit.
You would pick today.
Have to make a change, Joe.
Want to be a night manager?
Depends. Who's at Caesar's Palace tonight?
You'd be good at it. I'm working here for 5 years. I'd trust you with anything.
I don't want to be a night manager. If you make me night manager, I might never leave.
Come on, Ayla. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. There's not today. Joe has lowered his head. He shakes it back and forth slowly as he repeats, "Don't quit." AJ gives him a look. Joe's managed to convince him to stay. He doesn't even have to say it. They start walking back into the back room.
But I'm not going to work here forever.
Looks like I'm not either. AJ opens the door and looks into the back room. There are 2 police officers there. AJ turns to warn Joe.
Cops.
Joe instinctively winces. Interior back room day. The cops have already handcuffed Warren. Lucas, still sitting on the couch, grins at Joe.
The long arm of the law has embraced our friend Warren.
This is fucked.
Hi, I'm Joe Peretti. I'm the manager. Warren points at Lucas.
Tell him what he did.
Everyone ignores him.
I think we're all done here.
This is so fucked. You should be taking him.
Well, you don't need a statement from me?
I didn't do shit. This guy took $9,000.
We took one for Mr. Lucas.
Some fucked up shit.
Fine. Take him away. Warren, I don't expect to see you in the store again.
You can't tell me where to go.
Bye, Warren.
Good luck, Warren. Don't let the men get you down.
I'll be back.
The cops lead him out the back door. Amused by Warren, they all take turns doing the line, trying to imitate him perfectly.
I'll be back.
Interior Empire Records Day. Rex and Corey sit behind the table. The line of fans is much shorter.
I used to have posters of you all over my room.
You're just a kid. You must have been in in kindergarten.
4th grade? I'm not a kid. I'm 17.
I'm not a kid. You're a kid.
Corey hates that Rex is calling her young.
If one more person calls me a sweet kid,
What does your boyfriend call you?
I don't have a boyfriend.
I know Corey right now, sitting here with you. I wish I was 18.
You do? Why?
Why do you think?
She grins, blushing. Exterior Shakey's Pizza Day. Corey and Gina come out of Shakey's carrying their lunch on plastic trays. They sit down at the outside table and ritually pull the cheese off of their pizza.
It was so perfect. He's just like I thought he would be.
Corey, that's his job, to be what you want him to be.
Well, you weren't there, were you?
Well, what's the matter with you? You're not gonna marry Rex. Tomorrow he'll be in Barstow flirting with some other girl, trying to see if he's still got it. And you'll be in Fresno working at Empire. What are you gonna do? Marry the Rex, stand up, and have cardboard kids?
Shut up. I can distinguish fantasy from reality.
Yeah, reality's the one you're afraid of.
Eddie comes up to them with free drinks.
On the house.
He has a crush on Gina, who rolls her eyes.
Hey, did Rex see my mint condition Rex Diamond Now 8-track?
I'm sure he's not interested in your 8-track obsession, Eddie.
It's worth hundreds.
Only if someone buys it.
Why is it I could never sell it?
Shut up, Eddie.
Gina stands and walks away, leaving Corey and Eddie to look after her. What's wrong with her? Interior Mezzanine Day. Debra is hiding out in the glass-enclosed classical music section. Classical music, TBA. She sits on the floor with a button machine, punching the buttons on top of the classical LP. Berko enters and goes to her and hands her a piece of bazooka gum.
You okay? Why does everyone insist on asking me that? No one asked me that yesterday.
Debra unwraps the gum with her teeth, bites the piece in half, and hands half to Berko.
You know, sometimes I think everything we're doing here is a joke anyway. You can't sell music. It's impossible. What is music? Is it the words, the notes? Is it the tape or the vinyl or the shiny polymer petrochemicals? Do you stick onto it? Nah, it's magic, right? Anyone who's ever heard of Bob Dylan can tell you that, like anyone who's heard Janis Joplin or Lyle Lovett. Even Rex Diamond is magic. I was with you until Rex Diamond. I'm sorry about what happened last night. Marko, lighten up. How about a button?
She hands him a button that reads, "What?"
This isn't about you. I'm a teenager in America. I'm a receptacle for society's ills.
Berko watches Debra's act sadly.
Okay, Dad, be that way.
Berko exits. Interior, Joe's office. Joe's on the phone. Look, yeah, it's a 66 Corvette, easily worth $9 grand. No, it needs some work. Debra locks lightly and opens the door. She sets a button down on the desk and leaves. Joe reads the button. To forgive, divine. He sets it back down. Interior Empire Records Day. It's Gina's turn to sit with Rex.
I don't know. It's just something I've always been able to do. I can tell you what color and what kind.
All right, what am I wearing right now?
Gina concentrates and smiles.
They're jockeys, and they're dark blue. Am I right?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Well, check it out and let me know.
I'll do that.
Exterior back of the store day. AJ works behind the store, airbrushing his Lemonheads display. He has remarkable skill. Corey comes up and acts normal, quiet, and sweet.
This is really good.
AJ doesn't want this act. He's suddenly angry.
This isn't working.
It's not working.
Acting like nothing happened.
We were friends. Can't we at least be friends?
You know what? No, we can't be friends.
Why not?
Because it's too hard. Open your eyes, Corey. You have no idea how hard it is to be around you.
Corey's verging on hysteria.
Don't do this to me, AJ. I can't figure all this out today. Gina's acting weird. Rex called me a little kid. I've never been on an airplane, and I'm supposed to go to New York, and I don't think I know, but I don't know. And you say you love me, and then you hate me, and I need everything to just stay the way it was.
Theoretical question. Which is more frightening, if everything changes or if everything stays the same?
Corey pouts. It's too much for her. AJ walks away, disgusted. Interior Empire Records Day. Berko is at the information counter. A customer hands him a CD, and Berko looks at it.
No, don't get this. This is crap.
Interior Empire Records Day. At the back of the store, the line of Rex fans has dwindled to nothing. Rex looks discouraged. Gina smiles at him, something sly. He smiles back. Interior Back Room Day. Lucas sits alone on the couch, bored. He lifts the sofa cushion next to him, pulls out a Playgirl. He's intrigued, almost opens it. Gina enters. Lucas shoves the magazine back onto the cushion. Interior Empire Records Day. Mark and Corey are at the registers. Corey is losing it. She can't get her drawer to work. Debra comes up with and gives Corey a free Lucas Now button from a basket of buttons.
One for Miss Teen America.
Thanks.
Debra picks out Mark's button.
And one for Mr. Marky Mark.
Mark's button says, Monsters for Lucas. Mark is pleased.
You think I should call my band Monsters for Lucas? Guava.
Debra rolls her eyes, leaves her basket on the counter, and carries a button over to AJ. But AJ's on the move. He heads across the store, watching Rex intently the whole way. Rex stands as if stretching casually and ambles to the back room. AJ punches the air.
Yes!
He trots to the Rex CD display. Debra follows with his button. AJ unwraps the Rex CD. Interior backroom day. Gina stands by the shelves, rummaging through her bag. She keeps one eye on the door to the store. Lucas eyes her from the couch. She's not looking, so he stealthily retrieves the Playgirl. The door opens and he quickly hides it. Rex enters. Gina turns her back to Rex and goes casually into the count-out room. Lucas watches her go and turns to watch Rex. Just as casually, Rex follows Gina into the count-out room. Lucas watches him every step of the way. They close the door behind them. Lucas knows what they're up to, and he's satisfied with the way things are going. He retrieves the Playgirl and keeps it at arm's length and takes a peek. His eyes widen as he coughs at what he sees. Interior Empire Records Day. Back at the registers, Mark and Corey are processing customers. One of them picks up one of Debra's buttons where she left them on the counter. It reads, well, whatever, never mind.
How much is this?
$3.98.
The customer gives Mark a 5. Mark fishes some change out of his pocket and hands it to the customer and pockets the 5. Corey gives him a look.
Like $4.25 an hour.
An afterthought to the departing customer.
Hey, how about Empire Rules? 2 for $6.
AJ puts on the Rex CD and cranks up the volume. It's Say No More, Mon Amour.
Debra!
One of AJ's feet starts to tap along briskly to the song.
You believe this?
His other leg gets into the action, twitching to the music. Now his arms start to flail gently. His body's starting to dance, and he can't do anything about it. Debra laughs, covering her mouth with her hand.
Hey, Debra. Get away from me. I hears the song. I got to dance. Not with me, you don't.
AJ moves up close and puts his finger to her lips.
Say no more, mon amour.
He pulls her to him, and she has no choice but to dance. He leads her through the store with grand, broad motions, goofing in the corniness of Rex's song. Interior backroom day. Lucas hears the song and puts down the magazine. Interior Empire Records, continuous. Two customers, a middle-aged gay couple, have joined in on the dance in the show tunes aisle. Rex's Barry White influence, Fuck Me Jam, becomes absurd when the narrative is acted out. AJ and Debra move through the aisle, leaving toppled displays and CDs in their wake. Lucas approaches a secretary-like customer and requests the pleasure of a dance. She agrees. Berko starts dancing all by himself, arms flailing in the air, twirling in circles. Mark and Corey watch AJ and Debra dance. Mark jerks his head in the direction of the dancers.
Come on, let's cut a rug.
Corey would like to, but she's too embarrassed.
No, I can't.
She's also too busy watching AJ, who can really dance. Mark approaches a customer, an older woman who looks delighted to be asked, and begins leading him in a ballroom step. Joe comes out of the back room. Rex is nowhere to be seen, and most of the employees are dancing to Say No More. He wears the expression of a man who's at the end of his rope. Debra pulls AJ's t-shirt up to his shoulders, revealing his bare chest. She pulls his shirt all the way off and tosses it into the nearby record rack. As a goof, Debra does a subtle semi-strip, starts to pull off her top, and then pulls it back on. Mark's elderly dance partner begins to do a torrid bump and grind with him. Now AJ and Debra's dance turns into something more serious and sexual. He pulls her close and moves her around his body with surprising expertise. Corey can't watch. She ducks onto the front counter and sits on the floor. Mark notices Joe. He stops the song. The store is silent. Joe controls his anger. Go ahead. Dance. Dance. Next week you'll be dancing in a music town. Only you won't be dancing, because I'll bet you $9,000 there's a Music Town employee conduct code which expressly prohibits dancing to Say No More, Mona More. Lucas sits on the stairs to the mezzanine. His dance partner has draped herself across his lap.
What should we do instead, Joe?
Hell am I supposed to do with this guy? Would somebody tell me, do I send him to jail? Who's going to ask to bail him out? Do I put up the $9,000 myself and say it never happened? I could do it. Then I lose the store, and then where does that leave us? You tell me. I'm out of options.
You'll figure out something out, Joe. You're a brilliant manager.
They all stare at Lucas, who's not being sarcastic. That's it for Joe. He grabs Lucas by the collar and slams him up against a shelf of CDs. He hauls off to punch Lucas and barely redirects his fist to the shelf instead. The CDs go flying. Lucas is oddly calm.
You have what it takes, Joe.
Joe looks like he could kill. Instead, he turns and goes into the back room without another word, leaving the room shell-shocked. Interior count-out room day. Rex and Gina are going at it. Gina sits on the counter, her top mostly unbuttoned to reveal a red lace bra. Rex has his hands inside her shirt and his mouth all over hers. They get to the underwear question. Gina undoes his belt and they both take a look. She was right. Navy blue jockeys.
Ha! I was right.
Promise me you will use this power only for good.
Interior back room day. Berko and Lucas follow Joe into the back room, only to see him slam the door to his office. Berko is exasperated with Lucas.
I don't know why you're so pleased with yourself. You're going to prison. Joe's going to unemployment, and I'm going to be wearing this and saying, "No, we don't carry albums more than 6 months old. Why don't you try a good record store?"
Lucas is pleased that Berko is angry. Meaningfully.
Right, a good record store.
This shit's not funny anymore, Lucas.
There's a pounding at the door of the store. Berko goes over and opens it. Don, a short, tough-looking man in his early 40s, enters. He looks angry.
Are you Tony Lucas?
No.
Don sees Lucas and pushes his way in.
Are you Tony Lucas?
Yes.
No.
Joe comes out of his office and watches the action.
Did you take my wife to Las Vegas?
Are you Don?
Why don't you come take a drive with me?
An offer Lucas can't refuse. He gets up. Joe steps forward. You can't leave the store right now.
I think you can.
What if you use my office? How would that be?
I'm gonna beat the living crap out of him.
That's just fine. Don looks at Joe like he's crazy. Joe gestures to his office. Be my guest. AJ enters to see Don shoving Lucas through the open door and slamming it shut. Interior Joe's office. Joe removes his rings and lines them up on Joe's desk, preparing to bust Lucas's face. Lucas manages to hide his fear.
Diane told me a lot about you.
What's the matter with you? You got a screw loose?
Interior back room day. Joe looks around, smells something's amiss. Hey, where's Rex?
Shit. I thought he was back here.
Debra comes into the back room. Joe's agitated. Hey, Debra, where's Rex?
I didn't lose him. Where's Gina?
Everyone looks at each other. 2 people missing. The door to the count-out room is shut. Everyone expects the worst. We hear the sound of thumping and objects crashing to the floor. Joe walks to the door of the count-out room and faces it, fuming. His employees fear his wrath.
I'll check outside. I'll look in the bathroom. I'll look in the storage room.
They all go to their respective doors, open them, and find no one. They pause nervously and look back at Joe. Joe stands with his eyes closed, steam coming out of his ears, looking ready to knock the door down with his head. Interior Empire Records. Mark rings up customers at the register while Corey hides below the counter, sitting on the floor and sorting through a pile of returned tapes.
We'll probably have to play little clubs here in town until we put out an album.
Mark, can you even play an instrument?
A businessman, 40s, hears Corey's voice and leans over the counter to see her.
Tell me some guitar chords. A lot of groups only use 4 chords. Excuse me, honey, are you working here?
Corey looks up. She's in no mood to be helpful.
He can help you.
I'd like you to help me, young lady.
I'd like you to stop calling me condescending little names.
That is not the attitude to take with customers.
Corey stands up, cassettes crashing from her lap, her voice raised.
And that is not the attitude to take with me. Just because I make minimum wage does not make you better than me.
Mark picks up the phone and hits the intercom.
Joe, I think you better get out here on the double. You're about to find yourself without a wage at all, young lady.
I'm not young, and I'm not a lady. I'm not a sweetheart. I'm not a kid. You don't even know shit. You don't know shit about me.
I want to speak to the manager. I'm the manager.
I'm the manager. What can I do
Yeah.
for you?
I'm Frank Mishner, Music Town Records Regional Office.
Oh, shit.
Is this the kind of language your employees use on duty?
Well, Corey's usually very courteous.
Asswipe.
This young lady is being extremely rude to me.
Really? She's usually so sweet.
He's a pumpkinhead, Joe. It's clear to me that you have no control over your employees and therefore over the store.
Next week, that might be your problem. Till then, it's my problem. Pumpkinhead.
Fine. I'll be back when it is. And all of you will be gone.
Get out of my store. Frank does so, acting as if it was his idea. Corey looks at Joe, worried. Maybe you should count out.
Why am I fired?
Corey, have I fired anyone today?
No.
Why would I start with you? You should see what Music Town managers have to wear. Tight mariachi pants, the frilly blouses. Tuesday, it's lederhosen. Joe puts a paternal hand on top of her head. Corey laughs, her guilt diminished. She takes her cash drawer and heads for the back room. Joe trails behind her. He suddenly realizes, too late, where he sent her. The count-out room. Interior backroom day. Berko, AJ, and Debra are still gathered around the door to the count-out room.
Hey, how many Music Town employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? I give up.
Debra smiles a big fake smile.
I don't know, but I'd be happy to check on that for you, sir.
Corey enters the back room and heads for the count-out room. They all freeze. Corey tries the door.
It's locked, Corey.
Why?
No one answers her. Their face is stark.
Who's in there?
Corey can tell it's something she doesn't want to know.
Where's Gina?
From inside, we hear the adding machine going crazy.
Where's Rex?
Corey starts to get it.
Corey.
She slams her drawer to the floor. For the second time today, change goes flying all over the floor. She runs into the bathroom, slams the door behind her. They all stare at the door. Suddenly, they all hear Lucas being flung against the door of Joe's office, and they stare at that door. Interior Joe's office day. Lucas bounces off the wall, is slightly dazed, but manages to maintain his equanimity.
Before you do that again, can I ask you a question? How long have you and Diane been married?
Didn't she tell you? Didn't you two put $500 on the date of our wedding anniversary and laugh like hell when you lost it?
Lucas looks offended. He'd never be that insensitive.
No, Don, no.
Lucas lets go of Lucas and hits his fist against Joe's desk.
That woman was the one thing I had that was better than average.
She comes back to you, she's yours. If she doesn't, she never was.
Don points at Lucas.
You look at things in a real screwed up way. That's gonna land you in trouble your whole life.
Don, enough about me. We're talking about you and Diana.
Diane, yeah. He takes his seat, motions for Don to do the same.
Think I'm gonna forget about you and Diane?
Me and Diane. There's no me and Diane. It's Don and Diane. Always been, always will be. Don and Diane, let's have Don and Diane over for dinner some night. Call up Don and Diane, see if they can help out. Don and Diane have a swimming pool with a slide. Why can't we get one?
Lucas leans his head back, smiling at visions of a happy life.
Don and Diane, that even sounds right.
Don finally takes a seat.
I don't think Diane thinks so anymore.
Lucas goes to Joe's desk and opens the bottom drawer. He takes out a bottle of scotch.
Why? Because she took a trip to Vegas?
Lucas pours Don a drink and one for himself. Don takes a swallow.
No, because she took a trip to Vegas with you.
Don, come on, who's better, man? I worked at a record store. You own your own tow truck. I can barely get out of bed in the morning. You have the strength of 5 ordinary men. I might go to jail. You're a free man. I took her to Vegas. Take her to Acapulco.
You think so?
I don't know, Don. You're the smart one.
Interior bathroom day. Corey sits in the bathroom crying. Someone's pounding on the door.
Go away.
Corey, let me in. I have to go.
Corey goes to the door.
Do you really?
I'm not looking for an excuse to come in there and cheer you up.
Corey opens the door and lets her in.
Yeah, I guess not.
She closes the door, shutting the two of them in together. Debra pulls down her tights and sits on the toilet. Corey leans against the sink. She avoids looking at Debra, but doesn't seem uncomfortable.
So I guess this is the worst thing that ever happened to you in your whole perfect life?
I don't have a perfect life. Just because I don't slit my wrist doesn't mean I'm happy.
Who's happy, Corey? Name me one person.
Debra flushes and pulls up her tights.
Gina.
Did you want to fuck Rex Diamond in the count-out room? Is that how you imagined your first time? Your back against the daily total sheets and your feet banging against the safe?
Corey laughs.
Oh, no.
Gina would trade places with you any day. You've got everything. You're pretty, you're smart, you're the only one who's getting out of Fresno, and you're too stupid to go.
What are you doing? Cheering me up?
Aware her mask has slipped for a moment, Debra gives Corey her fake smile and slips out the door. Corey locks it behind her. Interior backroom day. Joe and AJ pick up coins off the floor. Joe's tried to pick up a quarter, but it's glued down. I wish you hadn't glued these things down. I feel like it's the world's stupidest practical joke victim. AJ checks another quarter, and it's stuck also.
How do you think I feel?
The door opens, and Eddie enters.
Sorry I'm late, Joe.
Eddie goes to his cubbyhole, pulls off a shaky uniform, and pulls out on a well-worn t-shirt that reads, "Save the LP." Just stay till midnight and don't steal anything. Eddie goes to his timesheet and signs in.
Stay till midnight. Don't steal nothing. Okay, where's Rex Diamond?
Oh, he and Gina are having a little party in the count-out room. Eddie looks stricken.
Gina?
Joe looks from Eddie to AJ. AJ nods, confirming Eddie's crush on Gina. Oh, Christ, don't you guys know any girls who don't work here? Eddie collapses into a chair, pulls an orange vest out from under his butt. He eyes it suspiciously.
What's this?
They're turning Empire into a music town.
Eddie lets out an anguished cry, clamps his hands down on his head. At this moment, the door to the count-out room opens. Gina emerges, looking a little flustered and fully dressed.
My world is crumbling.
Rex comes out of the count-out room and finds everyone looking at him. He knows they know, and he smiles smugly.
What's wrong with this picture?
Suddenly furious, AJ lunges at Rex, flailing him back against the wall. Rex tries to push AJ away, but when he can't, he flails back. It's a hockey fight, messy and passionate. Joe tries to break it up and is rewarded with a wild punch in the face from Rex. Joe gives up, disgusted. All right, break his face, AJ. Interior bathroom day. Corey hears the commotion and decides to check it out. She opens the bathroom door. Interior backroom day continuous. Corey comes out to see AJ and Rex slugging it out. Her eyes widen. AJ is holding his own against the older, stockier Rex. His shirt is ripped off his shoulder. To Corey, AJ suddenly looks magnificent. Rex reaches for a weapon, comes up with a CD. He slashes at AJ with it.
No fair.
Rex gains the advantage. Corey throws herself between the two of them. AJ tries to shove her out of the way.
Cut it out, AJ. Come on, stop it. He's not worth it. AJ!
AJ pauses to take in the passionately pleading Corey. Rex takes advantage of the moment to sucker punch AJ in the gut. AJ goes down hard. Corey lets out an instinctive scream and drops to the floor. She cradles his head.
AJ, say something.
He can't. He's winded. He tries to push Corey away. Rex stands, panting. Joe is quietly very angry. Get the hell out of my store. Rex looks around. Gina avoids his eyes. He has no allies.
Where's Jane?
She asked me to tell you she quit.
What?
And I was lying about your hair. Looks stupid.
We all hate the new album.
Not to mention that outfit.
Rex smiles oddly. He almost looks relieved.
You know, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I wondered where I'd be.
Rex gestures. Here I am in the middle of nowhere. His whole aspect becomes more natural and intimate as he releases his career.
I was a musician, a pretty good one, and the song I wrote took off, and I had to put out a fast album to support it. We rushed the next album too. Anyway, 4 albums later, a half dozen decent songs maybe, and the whole time I'm chasing this exact moment.
Kids are sobered, but Rex suddenly cheers up.
And you were there at the end of the road. You saw it happen.
He walks to the door. He turns.
You know, I've been watching you guys today, and I've been thinking if someone I could not be, if somehow I could not be me, I'd be happy to work here. I think I could be happy.
Rex exits, leaving the room in silence.
I hate you.
He goes to the bathroom, almost slamming it behind him.
Same here.
Corey shuts herself into the storage room. Gina glares bravely. Go home, Gina. She grabs her bag and rushes out of the store. Joe knocks on Corey's door. She's gone. Get out on the floor. Hey, she's gone. Get out on the floor. Lucas comes out of Joe's office. Don's still in there, talking on the phone. Lucas goes and sits next to AJ, who's recovering on the couch. They both look wiped out.
How'd it go?
I lost a woman I love.
Christ. Corey comes out of the storage room. She retrieves her Rex Diamond albums from the shelf and drops them in the trash. Joe pounds on the bathroom door. Come on, Eddie. There's gotta be other fish in the ocean, and I gotta clean up AJ's face. Eddie comes out and walks sullenly towards the store. Wait. Take a drawer. Joe motions AJ to the bathroom. Lucas gets up and takes Corey's wrist.
Come with me, hothead.
There you go. He grabs a large pair of scissors and leads Corey into the store. Interior Empire Records. Lucas and Corey stand in front of the life-size cardboard stand-up of Rex Diamond. Lucas holds up the scissors out to Corey. She's reluctant.
I guarantee this will make you feel better.
She takes the scissors from him and begins to trim Rex's hair.
Corey, someone already did that. What do you really want to do?
She looks at him for encouragement. He nods. She raises the scissors high and awkwardly stabs Rex in the chest. She laughs. That felt good.
Lower.
You think?
Get him where it hurts.
Corey holds the scissors out to Lucas.
You do it.
It's all you, girl.
Corey holds the scissors low and stabs Rex solidly into the dick. She leaves the scissors sticking out of him, knocks over the stand-up, and stomps on his head. Interior back room day. Berko checks out AJ's face.
You okay?
AJ nods.
I just feel like I should do something. Yeah, me too. I ain't got $9,000. You think I'd be working here if I did? Yeah, I think you would.
AJ looks startled. He can't believe Berko said that. Interior Empire Records. At the front of the store, Eddie rings up a customer. Mark tries to play the CD that AJ torched earlier. Eddie watches his struggle.
That wouldn't happen with a record. If a record wrapped, you can still play it.
If it warped, you're right. Eddie picks up the 45 from a stack he's been organizing. He looks at it lovingly.
Guess that makes vinyl the superior technology.
Mark puts his second choice in the player. Eddie sniffs his record and hails deeply. He loves the smell of records.
I don't even want to work here if I can sell records.
Disgusted, Mark throws the burned CD in the garbage.
When I have my band, people will take me seriously.
Debra comes up and sits on top of the stereo.
This goes next, okay? You had yours already. Mine's on next, then Eddie's.
Eddie reaches over and picks up Debra's CD. He reads the label.
This is what I was going to pick up. I'll put it on next.
Debra looks startled. She eyes Eddie anew.
Thanks.
Eddie reaches out and gently takes Debra's wrist.
Can I see?
She doesn't protest. Eddie slides back the sleeve and gently kisses Debra's bandage. He covers it up and lets go of her hand. AJ passes by, heading for the front. There's a cassette in his hand.
Taking lunch.
Exterior parking lot dusk. The sun goes down, a spectacular purple sunset. AJ goes to his car and gets in the back seat. He reaches through the bucket seat, pops in a cassette, and turns the volume up high. It's a romantic love ballad in the mood of Low by Cracker, sung by someone like Sinead O'Connor or Natalie Merchant. He lies flat on the back seat with his ankles out the open passenger door. He listens, identifying with every poetic word. He holds back tears, clenching his eyes shut, but his shoulders start shaking. Soon, AJ is crying as hard as he's ever cried in his life. Exterior back at the store at dusk. Berko comes out of the back door and lights a cigarette. He notices Rex sitting a few yards away and goes over to him. Berko holds out a cigarette pack.
Smoke?
Rex takes one. They light up.
You work in a record store? Rex, you ever work in a record store?
Or maybe I should have. Oh no, yeah, in
Huh?
high school, Fayetteville, New York, yeah.
Were you happy?
Rex doesn't answer. He's not sure.
Well, I don't know if you know what it was like for you, but I'd rather be here than anywhere else, except on stage. I have a band, the New Originals. Right now, we can't even get a gig, but someday I'm gonna come in here and they're gonna be selling my record.
Rex smiles warmly.
Do you ever do that? Go back to where you worked and look at your record?
No, maybe I should have.
Exterior roof dusk. Joe is on the roof, sharing the last of the bottle with Dawn. Look, remember the question isn't whether she'll take you back. It's whether you'll take her back. Dawn nods. He's sloshed. Joe calls down to the store. Hey, Lucas, get up here.
Secret about women. One thing you gotta know about women is,
Dawn.
damn, I forgot.
Joe pries the bottle from him. Joe arrives and Lucas arrives and sits down. So,
Oh,
look, I picture myself walking into the store and knowing that John Peretti's punk son owned something this big. Some things you shouldn't even wish for. Look what happened.
don't say that, Joe. Things are still happening.
No, I give up. I'm going to call Mitchell Greenhut and tell him the truth.
I personally have given up hope on many occasions, only to find it has returned to me wearing spiked heels, ready to give me mouth to mouth.
Joe hands the bottle to Dawn and gets up.
Amen.
You can leave if you want.
I'm not leaving. Our fates are entwined.
Joe goes downstairs. Interior Joe's office night. Joe comes into his office and picks up the phone. He starts to dial, then notices someone is standing in the doorway. It's Jane. She looks different than she did earlier in the day. Her personal style is evident. She wears something funky, has literally let down her hair. Joe hangs up the phone, eyes glued on Jane.
You and I have something, don't we?
Joe smiles, his answer apparent. Interior Empire Records night. Berko, Mark, and Eddie handle the Saturday night crowd at the registers. The music seems louder, the atmosphere almost like a club. Anarchy is in the air. Berko is in the mezzanine with his guitar, goofing off from work. He improvises a song about Bazooka Joe and a couple of visiting friends. A customer approaches Eddie.
Can I order the new Morrissey 10-inch?
You can, but why bother?
Corey and Debra stand behind the information counter. They don't know what to say to each other. A group of high school kids approaches them, a girl and two boys. They've been drinking.
Do you know that song? It's about this guy. It goes,
He sings 2 words of the song and off key. Go for it. Okay. The others snicker at his ineptitude.
It's by the Breeders.
thanks.
They start to walk away. The singing boy's friends correct him.
Thanks, you ugly freak.
He laughs at his own comment. Corey's temper flashes.
Hey,
They turn around.
get out of the store.
You think you can make me leave?
Corey comes out from behind the counter, grabs the boy by the collar, and pulls him roughly over to Debra.
Look at her. She's not ugly. She's beautiful.
The rude boy is dumbfounded. Maybe he even sees that Debra is beautiful.
I look at you. I see how ugly you are.
Actually, he's not bad looking. Corey gives him a shove towards the door.
Let's get out of here.
The kids leave. Corey and Debra look at each other awkwardly.
You didn't have to do that. I know I'm ugly.
Debra walks away. Corey studies the departing Debra and makes a decision. Interior backroom night. Corey stands working at the table, making cards out of black construction paper. She writes R.I.P. Deb in the silver on the outside of each of them. Lucas goes up to the couch, goes over to Corey. He slides a photo in front of her. It's a Rex Diamond 8x10 that he's covered with cutouts from the Playgirl, creating a phallic wig
Uh,
I called it, look, I'm a dickhead.
Corey is impatient with Lucas.
Lucas, what's going on today? Do you have a plan or don't you?
Not a comprehensive plan.
I think you do. Theoretical question. Which is more frightening, if everything changes or if everything stays the same?
Lucas beams. That is the question.
Well, what's the answer?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. It's what I need to find out.
We'll go find out.
Corey makes a decision. She turns on her heels and exits through the store. Lucas looks at his handiwork. He's pleased.
You're throwing a funeral?
Exterior parking lot night. Corey walks towards AJ's car, which sits in the middle of the parking lot. The romantic ballad is playing again. She walks to where she can see AJ's feet and stops. The song ends, and AJ sits up to re-cue the song. He notices Corey standing 10 feet away and freezes. They stare at each other while the song plays. Corey steps forward and is about to speak when AJ puts his finger to his lips. He wants her to listen. Corey closes her eyes and listens. AJ lies back and closes his eyes, and together they listen. Corey opens her eyes and slowly, deliberately slides into the back seat with him, trying not to disturb him. Gradually, tentatively, she crawls forward into the car to the point where her face is inches from his. AJ is extremely aware of her presence. His closed eyes flicker. Corey waits, her face inches from his, but AJ cannot make a move. Corey decides she's being a fool and abruptly exits the car, leaving an invitation behind. Walking away.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Interior AJ's car night. AJ opens his eyes and realized he's missed his chance.
I'm an idiot.
Interior Empire Records night. Debra's at the information counter, reading one of the funeral invitations. Corey walks away from her towards Eddie and Mark at the register.
I'm not doing this.
Then we'll do it without you.
Interior back room night. Smashing Pumpkins, silver fuck plays, evocative and mournful.
I feel no pain.
The lights are out. Candles are being lit. Debra lies on the Rex diamond table reluctantly. Her hands are covering her face, and she tries to escape, but AJ pushes her back.
Stay down. Who died and made you boss?
Joe, Lucas, Eddie, Corey, Berko, and Jane are taking their seats in a semicircle. They pick up on the joke.
This is to die for.
Suspense is killing me.
Sorry, there was a bug on me. Can we get this over with?
AJ stands behind the corpse.
So Deb took a powder and we don't know why. She tossed the ink card or whatever, and we'll never know why. You could say that's uncool, but personally, I kind of understand. It's pretty brutal out there. The boomers have failed to provide or protect or prepare us for any kind of hopeful life. And I guess Deb's proof of that. I mean, she knew all the songs and all the best bands. God, Debra can't pull off a life on Earth. How are we supposed to?
AJ steps aside. Eddie gets up to speak. The door to the store opens, and Gina comes in. Corey shoots her a look that could kill. Debra lifts her head to see who it is.
Oh, hi, Gina.
Gina finds a seat. Eddie takes a linear note from John Lennon's Mother CD and reads it in a quavering voice.
Look at me. Who am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be? Look at me.
He stuffs the paper back into his pocket and sits down. Interior Empire Records night. Back at the store, Mark is the only employee not at the funeral. He has a line of customers halfway down the aisle, and they're growing irate. The phone is ringing off the hook, and Mark picks it up.
Empire Records, open till midnight. This is Mark. How the hell should I know if we have it?
He slams down the phone and yanks 2 CDs from his next customer. Interior back room, night. Joe is behind the table. I feel like I should have an answer for you guys, but I don't. Phone intercom beeps and we hear Mark's voice.
Someone better get the fuck out here and fucking help me.
They look at each other. Joe is fed up and he doesn't make a move.
I'll go.
Gets up and leaves. Nothing seems to work. Not true love, not tough love, not rock stars, not money or mommy or daddy or shrinks. Just friends. The only thing that always works is friendship. And music. When it's over for me, I hope I can say I lived for music and my friends. I feel rotten I wasn't able to give that to you guys, at least for a little longer. Tears are streaming down Debra's face. She covers her face with her hands. Interior Empire Records. AJ and Mark each operate a register. The line is still pretty long.
Come on, AJ. Always miss everything. Look at this line. You can't leave me with this. Did someone tell you they don't want me there? Did everyone get together and decide I should have to work? No.
Mark doesn't believe him.
Was there a vote? Go to the funeral. Not if they don't want me there. Go. Come back when it's over.
Mark heads for the back room. Exterior Empire Records. Warren has come back. He walks from the parking lot to the entrance of the store. As he opens the door, he pulls something out of his pocket and holds it down next to his leg. We see it's a handgun. Interior Empire Records night. Warren enters the store and looks around nervously. AJ hands a customer a bag.
There you go. Thank you.
He sees Warren, who looks right at him, trying to look tough.
Warren
has moved the gun up to his shoulder so AJ can see it. Warren looks like a scrawny, insecure kid, but he's armed, and that's enough to scare AJ. AJ takes in the situation. The customers are oblivious to Warren's gun. AJ decides to face Warren. He leaves the register, walks towards Warren, quietly stern.
Warren, get out of the store.
No, you can't tell me what to do.
Let me see that gun.
AJ holds out a hand. Warren lifts his head to AJ's face.
See?
Interior back room night. Lucas gets up to speak.
Hey, we're all a bunch of misfits, outcasts, and deviants. But you know what? One day, all of us, we're gonna be way out there. We're gonna be the ones that make the music, make the movies, make the changes, that create the art that gives the next generation of high school losers and geeks and football players and prom queens something in common, something to unite them. We're gonna build a fucking empire. And that is so indefinitely better than feeling like we're okay by now.
Debra is shaking. For a second, we think she's crying, but she's laughing. She abruptly sits up and starts pulling off her bandage.
You want to know something fully weird? I tried to kill myself with the Lady Bic, a safety razor. It took me forever just to break the skin.
She shows her wrist. They're cuts, but they're superficial.
Jesus, Debra.
Yeah, but I want to know what it's about now. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, but I know what it's about now. I've had an idea that's so weird, it's a brilliant.
She looks around.
Look after each other. Let's just do what we can for each other right now, starting right now. How hard can it be?
Suddenly, there's a gunshot from inside the store. Like, what was that? Mark is closest to the door. He starts to open it, and Joe rushes over and pushes him back, then opens the door cautiously. Interior Empire Records night. Warren looks down at the gun in his hand. He's fired a shot into the Rex Diamond stand-up Corey attacked earlier. We can see the bullet hole in Rex's chin. There are about 20 customers in the store, mostly hiding behind the album racks. About 8 are gathered near the front with AJ being held hostage by Warren.
Warren, why don't you let these people go?
Why don't you fuck yourself? I'll call the cops. You think I'm stupid?
AJ doesn't answer that one. Interior back room night. Joe closes the door and turns to Lucas right behind him. It's Warren. He's got a gun.
What did he hit?
I don't know. AJ looks okay.
He's mine.
Lucas starts to open the door. No, you stay here, call the cops, and get out the back.
Warren is mine.
Look, I said stay here, call 911, tell him he's just a kid. Joe rushes out of the store, or rushes out into the store. Interior Empire Records. Joe walks up to Warren. Hey, let me have the gun.
You can't fucking tell me what to do. You told me not to come back. Well, here I am.
Lucas arrives with his arms up in the air.
Warren, how's the crime spree, man?
He steals from you. You don't do dick to him. You still working here?
Last I heard.
You gonna give me a job?
Joe briefly considers lying and decides against it. No, Warren. Not now.
What do you want, Warren?
Warren fires a shot into the ceiling.
Stop calling me Warren. My name isn't fucking Warren.
Interior back room night continuous. Everyone's still in the back. Debra stands at the door, peeking out.
Into the ceiling. His name isn't fucking Warren.
Where are the cops?
I thought his name was Warren.
Interior Empire Records. Warren continues yelling, waving his gun around a little. AJ's eyes follow the gun.
Fuck you all. You work at a fucking record store. You're so fucking happy to be here. You think you're so superior.
Warren, I thought we were friends. You and me against the man.
You're my fucking friend.
Try me. What do you want? Cash, CDs, autograph, Rex Diamond photos?
He wants a job.
Warren looks at AJ. Doesn't deny it.
That it, Warren? You want to work at a fucking record store?
No.
I think you're lying, Warren.
Well, he said he wouldn't give me a job.
Lucas looks at Joe expectantly. Joe can't believe he's supposed to hire Warren. Christ. Give me the gun, I'll give you a job. Warren looks around, distrusting but stupid. He really wants the job. He holds the gun out to Joe. Just as Joe takes the gun, two policemen crash through the front door, guns raised. Seeing that Joe has the gun, they aim at him. Joe raises his free hand and carefully sets the gun on the counter, hands in clear view. Still thinking he's the criminal, the cops rush him and slam him against the wall. Christ. Joe shakes his head. Interior Empire back room. Joe, Lucas, AJ, Corey, Gina, Jane, Mark, and Berko are gathered in the back room. The cops have finished their questioning and are taking Warren away in handcuffs. Thanks, officers. So long, Warren. AJ finishes laminating an Empire Records name tag, which reads, Warren, I work here. He goes up to Warren.
Hey, Warren.
He holds up the name tag he made.
Here.
He goes to put it around Warren's neck, but Warren won't let him.
You keep it here for me?
AJ hangs the name tag on a nail.
Don't let the man get you down.
You either.
They take Warren out the back door. The room is silent. Joe and Lucas sit down on the couch together like survivors of a great battle. They are wasted, but somehow transcendent.
You know what I'm gonna remember about today?
They wait for her insight.
The way he kept whispering, say no more, want more, in my ear. And you know I hate that song.
Everyone laughs, including Corey.
You know what I'm gonna remember most? Not losing Rex, not losing this place, losing my best friend. It's like, you're moving so fast, you're so far ahead of me, I can barely see you.
Corey, in the end, you're gonna leave us all in the dust.
Corey goes and sits next to Gina. They embrace. Lucas looks at his watch.
Joe?
Okay. I'll go call Mitchell. He gets up. At the same moment, the door from the store opens and Debra walks in. She throws something down on the couch next to Lucas. It's a stack of bills.
$1,900.
Where'd you get this?
Sold my Vespa out front.
Nice.
Deb?
She gestures stop.
say no more.
Thanks, Deb.
Theoretical question. If the record company gave Rex Diamond $300 in expense money, and if Rex left early, and if I had the money in my pocketbook, is that money to do with as I see fit?
They all nod. Jane takes $300 bill or $300 bills from her purse and puts it on the sofa with the other money.
Thank you.
Mark retrieves the crumpled bills he's made selling Deborah's buttons. He adds them to the pile. Gina, Corey, and AJ all take money from their wallets and backpacks and throw it in. Berko opens his wallet and comes up empty. Joe exits from his office with the petty cash envelope and adds its contents to the pile. Gina counts the money.
It's not even 4,000.
I'll hit my cash machine.
I've got $50 at home. Can be back in 20 minutes.
They all start talking about money, but Lucas interrupts.
What have I said all along? It's not about money. If I know anything, I know that.
The impish gleam in Lucas's eye is gone. He seems defeated.
Here's what I still know. I know Mitchell's the man. I know I fucked things up today. I know I love you people more than I love myself. Go call Mitchell.
Mark leaps to his feet.
No, wait.
Mark has an idea that is so genius he's speechless. His friends shudder at the thought of a Mark brainstorm. He rushes out the door. Exterior Empire Records night. The police cars drove away from the store. A television crew sets up to do a live report. Mark runs up to the television reporter, Brent.
I'm a witness. I saw the whole thing.
You did? Great. Stay right here. I'm about to go live.
The reporter starts his report to the camera.
Good evening, Kent. I'm here on the site of the record store hostage situation. I'm staying with one of the employees who was involved.
The cameraman pulls back to include Mark into the shot.
I was like, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, it was pretty wild, but so we're gonna have a party here tonight. A guava band called the New Originals. Free admission.
We're live on the news, sir.
That's okay. Anyone could come. It's a rave.
Well, Kent, that's the situation. Some shattered nerves, but life goes on.
Mark tries to push himself back into the frame.
It starts at midnight. Rave on, citizens! Jam the man! Save the empire!
Mark turns to see his colleagues staring at him. For a moment, he's convinced he's made a big mistake. Then Berko shrugs and smiles.
It's a gig.
So let's try it.
Good, man, Mark.
Mark is overjoyed. Music up. Interior exterior montage. AJ sketches out a flyer which reads, "Damn the man." Gina runs off copies of the flyer in the Xerox. Eddie stuffs a flyer into each customer's bag. Debra punches out more buttons while working the phones. Eddie displays the beloved Rex Diamond 8-track next to his register with a sign that reads, "Win me, $1 a ticket." Mark and Lucas carry the Rex table out to the sidewalk. It will be the bar, though they roll kegs underneath it. AJ makes signs that read beer, $5. Brent, the obnoxious reporter, is making the rave his story.
For those of you out there who are over 25, a rave is an illegal party generated by word of mouth. Sounds like fun. The catch is no one ever knows how many people will show up.
Eddie pops open a warm beer in Brent's face, thoroughly spritzing him. Joe's in his office on the phone, irate. Who says we don't have a permit? Does anyone have proof that we don't have a permit? Nimrod. Music blares from the PA speakers attached to the store. They erect a ladder to the roof of the attached one-story gift shop next door. A pickup truck arrives with Berko's band equipment. Corey exits Walgreens, her arms filled with plastic cups. AJ lines up his displays and puts price tags on them. Joe writes $10 each on the side of a box of Music Town vests. Jane grabs the marker and changes 10 to 20. High school kids start arriving by the carload. They quickly fill the small parking lot and start double parking and loitering on the street facing the store. Band members hoist a giant speaker to the roof of the gift shop. A college kid hands AJ $80 for his Gin Blossoms display. The crowd swells exuberantly. Kids are thronging in the street, brazenly obstructing traffic and enjoying their power. Brent excitedly interviews Mark as he mans the busy bar.
Viewers are asking, what is the purpose of this gathering?
Mark is happy to be on TV.
I can't explain it.
Interior television station night. Mark's face is on the monitor at the local television station.
It's just something that's a happening.
Interior home night. Mark's face is on TV in someone's living room.
It's like everyone who's in trouble is invited.
Exterior street night. 2 cop cars siren up to the perimeter of the crowd. They attempt to drive through, but the kids swarm their cars. The mood is slightly anarchic. The cops call for backup. Interior television studio night. A gray-haired anchorman smiles condescendingly as he wraps up the 11 o'clock news. And file this one under Only in America. Following a bungled armed robbery earlier this evening, the employees of Empire Records are throwing a fundraiser to bail out the young suspect. Interior Joe's office night. Joe and Corey watch the Anchorman on Joe's television.
That's not true.
What's true anymore? They change the channels. Now Lucas's face comes onto the TV.
Damn.
Is scary a revolution or a stagnation? I ask you.
Oh my god.
Joe runs out of the room. Corey continues to watch.
All hail the Empire! Damn the man!
Interior Empire Records night. Joe arrives to pull Lucas by the collar off of the air. Are you crazy? Joe remembers, yes, Lucas is crazy. There's way too many people here. A group of shirtless teenage boys are waving flares from the roof of the Dairy Queen across the street. Brent is secretly thrilled, but acting concerned.
The future has arrived and it's out of control.
Exterior neighborhood night. A cluster of preteens hop on their bikes to check out the action.
All hail the Empire!
Interior home night. Another home, kids and their parents watching the news. On the screen, Brent sticks a microphone into Debra's face.
Is this rave an outlet for your frustration, a statement of some kind?
Debra gives him a big fake smile.
We just want to say how happy we are to be alive.
Interior Empire Records. It's midnight. Debra opens the store, hustles out the last customer, and locks the door with a flourish. Eddie picks up the cash drawer and heads for the back. Debra ambushes Eddie with a kiss on the lips. She pulls away and covers her face with her hands. Eddie drops his cash drawer, pulls her hands back down, and kisses her again, hard. The kiss is interrupted by a banging on the front door.
Fuck, Mr. Green Hut.
Mitchell Greenhut, 40s, lets himself in and advances angrily. He steps over the cash drawer.
Hi, Mr. Green Hut.
Where's Joe?
Mitchell brushes past Eddie and Debra towards the back room. Interior back room. Joe comes out of his office. He can tell that Mitchell is angry. I'll have the money before the bank opens.
What happened to it?
One of my employees needed it.
They stole it and you're replacing it by selling beer in the front of my store?
Look, I can explain if...
Shut up, please. Just tell me which one took the money.
Joe shakes his head. He's not going to tell. The back door opens and Lucas comes in, out of breath, carrying a cup of beer.
Mitch.
Mitchell looks at Lucas like he's a stupid child.
Hello, Lucas.
Some party, huh?
He offers Mitchell the beer. Mitchell declines. Lucas shrugs and takes a sip. He sits down on the couch.
What a beautiful night.
Lucas, Joe and I are having a discussion.
Let me ask you about the music town thing, Mitchell. If this deal goes through next week, you are the proud owner of one of the many music town records across this great land, correct?
Joe hangs back and listens to where Lucas is going with this.
Yes.
And this is referable to you because Music Town jacks up their prices and some of the money goes in your pocket.
I don't have to explain my business decision to you.
I'm talking business here, Mitchell. Now, when Music Town comes in, Joe is out, and Corey and Mark are out. Debra and her tattoo are out, and Eddie and his 8 tracks. Gina will be out before her first shift's over. Bank on that. You don't need You don't need AJ, he's out, and it goes without saying that I'm out.
Lucas takes a swig of the beer and offers it to Joe, who accepts.
Now I can't speak for Joe, but what I might do in this situation is open my own record store in that empty space next to the video arcade, and man, would my price be reasonable.
Joe finishes off the beer and looks thoughtful.
He doesn't have the startup capital.
Yes, he does.
No, I don't have it. Not all of it. But I'll get it. Mitchell, I quit. Silence. Lucas raises his eyebrows, visibly impressed. They hear a roar go up as Berko's opening chords resound outside. Interior Empire Records night. Joe walks towards the front with Lucas following.
Hey, can I be night manager at the new store?
Joe gives him a look.
Can I? Come on, Joe, let me be night manager.
All right. Look, but I'm withholding $100 a week until you pay back your debt to society.
Can I have a raise then?
Joe smiles. Jane is waiting at the front of the store. He takes her hand, but shuts out the lights, and leads her and Lucas out into the parking lot. Exterior Empire parking lot night. The crowd is now immense. Kids on the stage and the crowds are barricading the roads with tree planters, etc. Several kids wearing Music Town vests run through the crowd with "Damn the Man" banner. Police reinforcements arrive at the edge of the crowd, but the crowd's growing exuberance and size are more than they can handle. The cops resort to using megaphones.
This is an unauthorized gathering in a public place. We urge you to disperse this area.
Over the store speakers, we hear Debra's voice.
We urge you to stand up. You're on your cop car and shove that megaphone up your ass.
Yeah! A drunk girl kneels on the hood of a cop car. Others let the air out of the patrol car's tires. Interior Empire Records night. Debra makes pig noises into the intercom. Joe thinks about stopping her for a second. Exterior Empire Records. Berko's band is now assembled on the gift shop roof. Mark swaggers at the microphone.
Oops, was muted. Welcome to the new Empire.
The speakers are powerful and his voice fills the area.
And now, the new originals.
Berko's band blasts into their first number. It's a great song, and kids in the front immediately start dancing. The police plunge through the crowd on foot. Debra and Eddie push into the crowd and start to dance. Joe and Jane follow and start to pogo. Berko is a talented performer. Gina stands at the side, watching wistfully, and Berko invites her to join them for the chorus. She jumps at the chance and belts out a strong harmony. There you go. Corey is looking for AJ. She can't find him anywhere. Mark runs from Walgreens for some more plastic cups. He stops and stares. Sitting at the side of the crowd is Rex, quietly enjoying the show. It takes us a moment to realize that it's Rex because he's wearing a plain untucked t-shirt and jeans. He's worked out the new haircut and looks like a normal, likable civilian. Berko is impressed by Gina's voice. At a certain point, he steps back, abandoning Gina alone at the mic. She panics for a second, but recovers like a pro. Gina's got what it takes. Don and Diane arrive at the back of the crowd. She climbs onto his shoulders, moving to the music. Jane, Joe, Eddie, and Debra dance together near the car. Mark notices them and climbs up onto the bar. He raises his fists over his head and they're full of bills. Carried away, he abandons the bar and joins his friends. They dance like fiends, not caring how they look or who's watching. But someone is watching. Lucas stands on top of a car, surveying the scene he's created, a satisfied smile on his face. Lucas jumps down and joins them. Corey still can't find AJ. She's beginning to panic.
Where's AJ? I can't find him.
Nobody seems to know where AJ is. The band finishes their first song, and Mark gestures to Berko, pointing out Rex to him. Berko waves to Rex, smiling. He motions, "Come on up, join us." Rex smiles. "No way."
Here's a song that's a favorite of ours. We hope it's one of yours.
The new originals start a song that we quickly recognize as "Say No More, Mo No More," but it's their own brilliant grunge version. Rex smiles, enjoying the new arrangement. During the guitar solo, Berko points out Rex to the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rex Diamond.
Some of the kids start chanting, "Rex, Rex, Rex." Rex is a good sport. He makes his way towards the stage. Corey discovers AJ sitting alone at the edge of the Empire roof. She screams at him.
AJ!
But AJ can't hear her in the din. She's frantic to get to him. She tries the door to the store, but it's locked. She starts climbing a drain pipe that goes straight to the front of the building. She climbs recklessly. Rex is on the gift shop roof. He borrows an extra guitar, modestly starts playing at the back of the band. Down below, the cops reach the sidewalk. They signal for the band to stop playing, but Berko only smiles and plays harder. The cops break through the door of the gift shop and enter. Meanwhile, Corey has reached the roof's ledge. Now, the hard part. She's exhausted. She slips and almost falls. On the gift shop roof, Rex and Berko share the mic. Cops arrive and order them to stop. They defiantly continue. The crowd roars its approval. The cops manhandle Rex and Berko into handcuffs. The band thrashes a crescendo. The cops cut the power. Sudden silence, followed by a cry of dismay from the crowd. Meanwhile, Corey manages to swing a leg and then her whole body onto the roof. She rolls to safety.
Corey?
She staggers to her feet. She's exhausted, sweaty, and dirty.
What's going on?
She walks right up to AJ and takes a roundhouse swing at his face. She misses by a foot.
What are you doing?
Anything I want.
She releases a fury of jabs that connect.
I'm going to New York, and I'm taking Gina with me, whether she wants to or not. I'm going to go with anyone who asks me, and I'm going to sleep with everyone. I'm going to sleep with every one of them. I'm going to stay out late and sleep in and cut classes and not brush my teeth if I feel like it. And starting right now, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not.
Corey, stop hitting me.
She gets in some more for good measure and stands there, panting.
Shut up and listen, because you were such a jerk for staying here. You have a giant talent and a great heart and everything it takes.
Corey.
I said shut up. I know you don't love me anymore. I know I blew it. I know I blew it, but at least I know that, and you know nothing.
Corey.
I loved you. Damn it, I loved you so much. I didn't realize he was in love because it was better than love. It was respect and comfort and friendship. So fuck you. I just wanted you to know that because I'm out of here and you're never going to see me again.
She finally gets the words out. AJ is smiling.
I quit.
You did?
Going to art school.
You are?
I am. In Rhode Island, so I can come visit you on the weekends.
She totters to her feet.
If you still want me to.
Oh man, what a day.
She sways on her feet like she might faint. AJ takes preventative measures. He wraps his arms around her. She pulls him down on purpose. They lie in a tangled pile on the roof. They kiss rapturously. Suddenly, they both stop and listen. A song is playing out of the store speakers. It's the song they listen to in the car. They pull each other to their feet and begin to dance. Their dance is tender and giddy. The end titles crawl. One by one, their friends join them on the roof. The mood is casual and loving. They look below, where Rex and Berko are being arrested. Berko couldn't be happier. He raises his fist at the television cameras. Rex smiles, both happy and sad that Berko appears launched. Up on the roof, Lucas produces a hat full of bazooka gum, the old ritual. They all unwrap a piece. Lucas ceremoniously hands Jane her first Bazooka Joe.
You know, I'm starting a band.
A helicopter pullback shot to reveal the building and then the parking lot and then the whole city of Fresno and then the whole countryside. Fade out. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on this lovely trip down memory lane with Empire Records. Thank you for joining us, and well, we'll catch y'all at the next one.